against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then when the time comes, you are brought to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala holds you into account, and He decides because of that sin, He is going to throw you in the hellfire. And He ordered the angels, خُذُوهُ فَغُلُّوهُ ثُمَّ الْجَحِيمَ صَلُّوهُ. Take him and throw him in the middle of Jahim, in the middle of the hellfire. When Allah orders the angel to take you, إِلَى النَّارِ فَلَا تَذْهَبْ مَعَهُمْ. Refuse to go. When the angels tell you, let's go, that's it, they're taking you, you refuse to go. Show your power. Today you're showing your power, that you have power, you have strength to go and commit these sins. Show your power and refuse to go with them. فقال الرجل, and this young man said, Subhanallah. He glorified Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وهل لي قوة عليهم إنما يسوقونني سوقا. He said, have I got any power on these angels? They're so big and so many of them that they're going to drag me and take me to the hellfire. Have I got anything to stop? You're telling me to stop and refuse to go. Will I even have an opportunity to even stop? And then the Sheikh said to him, the fifth condition, my brother, if you do not have that power, then why commit that sins? And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you've committed these sins, put your hands up and cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask for forgiveness. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you so that you will not commit these sins again. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most forgiving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. He knows that we commit sins. He knows He's the one who brought us in this dunya. But for those who the shaitan mislead them and take them in the bad step, run to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. Run to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Him to forgive you. Inshallah, Allah forgives you. When you go there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, you have committed such a sin, such a sin, such a sin, but I have forgiven you. And then the fifth condition, he said, فَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ ذُنُوبَكَ فِي صُحُفِكَ فَأَنْكِرْ أَن تَكُونَ فَعَلْتَهَا. He said, when you read your book of deed, you read that you have committed sin, you've committed zina, adultery at this time, or you've committed certain sin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked you to avoid such a sin, and you've committed it at this time, at this place, and your heart, your eyes, your ears, your legs, your hands will bring witness on that particular day. Will say, yes, Ya Allah, he has committed that thing. We were there with him. And then he says, فَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ ذُنُوبَكَ. Once you finish reading the report that you've committed these sins and everything, knowing that you are going to go to the hellfire, فَأَنْكِرْ أَن تَكُونَ فَعَلْتَهَا. He says, deny that you have done it. Deny. Say that I have not done it. Subhanallah. Are you able to deny, my brothers? He says, فَقَالَ سُبْحَانَ اللَّهِ. He said, Subhanallah. فَأَيْنَ الْكِرَامُ الْكَاتِبُونَ. Where are these angels who are fully there all the time, my brothers? All the time, they do not sleep even for a second. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ الْحَافِظُونَ. Those angels that who are protecting you. وَالشُّهَدَاءُ النَّاطِقُونَ. وَالشُّهُودُ النَّاطِقُونَ. And these things that will come and speak against you on the day of judgment, where are they? Brothers, we should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, we fear human beings more than we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine at 3 o'clock at night, if you are driving, a small example, if you are driving and you come to the traffic light and you stand there, why don't you just, if the light goes red, why don't you just drive off? You are scared because the police, the cameras are there. They will catch your plate, number plate, that you will get a fine, or they'll arrest you, or they'll take your license or something. You stand there, and then once the light is green, you move. But my brothers, that cameras, sometimes they do not have batteries, sometimes the flash has gone, sometimes the film is not there, sometimes it is not working and everything. Yet we have 2 cameras here. The angels, Raqib and Atid, the batteries do not finish, they do not sleep, they do not even take a second break to even go and eat. They do not even miss anything that you do. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is watching you. But we do not care. We do commit these sins. We should run to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then this young man, ثُمَّ بَكَى الرَّجُلُ وَمَضَى وَهُوَ يَقُولُ أَيْنَ الْكِرَامُ الْكَاتِبُونَ. He started crying and crying, that iman, yaqeen has went in his heart, And he said, أين الكرام الكاتبون? Where are these angels going to be? أين الكرام الكاتبون والملائكة الحافظون والشهود الناطقون? He says, where are these angels going to be? How am I going to deny my sins? My brothers, we should return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, remember this, my brothers, when you want to commit zina, when you want to commit a sin, adultery, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا يزني الزاني حين يزني وهو مؤمن. He said, he will not commit a zina, someone when he's committing zina while he has iman. My brothers, that iman, that belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that iman is taken away from you. Is taken the way you take your clothes off, it is taken away while you're committing that zina. Imagine if you are to die in that state. Imagine if you are to die and meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that iman has been taken away from you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا إِنَّهُ كَانَ فَاحِشَةً وَمَقْتًا وَسَاءَ سَبِيلًا. It is a bad way. It is a bad deed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do not even come close to it, let alone doing it. Come close to it. Therefore, my brothers, we should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Run to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Put our hands, if you've committed, my brothers, it's never too late. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. If you have committed the sins before, it is too late for you to return the clock back. But Allah is there. He can forgive. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you and wipe all these sins out and then put you in Jannah. And then decide from today that I will no longer commit these sins. It is time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبَهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Has time not come for those who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say enough is enough? أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبَهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. To say that, to come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their hearts to come close to Allah. Has time not come to say enough is enough? When you're wasting your time, yet you will be held into account in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's these 5 conditions that is given. He said, if you are going to satisfy these 5 conditions, then you can commit a sin. The first one, that just to conclude what we've said, he said the first one, do not, if you want to commit a sin anytime, forget about that young man and us also, my brothers. This should be a lesson for us. When we want to commit a sin, find a place that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not see you. That is what he said. And remember, Allah can see you everywhere. The second one, if you want to commit sin, find somewhere that, do not use the earth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Find somewhere that, somewhere else. And then he said to him, if you want to commit a sin, he said, do not eat from the rizq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the fourth one, he said, when the angels come on the day of judgment, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assessed your book of deed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَكُلُّ إِنسَانٍ أَلْزَمْنَاهُ طَائِرَهُ فِي عُنُقِهِ. He said, everyone's book of deed, they'll be put in their own neck, they'll come with them. Everything, it is in there in detail, my brothers. Everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's computers do not crash. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala memory disks or something, He does not lose them. They are there, my brothers. It is not like a computer crash, all the data is lost. He does not know who is who. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator. He knows each and everything, and He will hold you into account for each and everything. Because He said, وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. He said, for those who do an atom's worth of good, they will see it in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for those who do an atom's weight of bad things, they will come and meet in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will see it. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in another surah, He said, for those, the mizan, فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. For those, when it is weighed your good deeds against your bad deeds, if the good ones outweighs the bad ones, فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. They will be in a very beautiful life. Beautiful life. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. If your bad deeds was to be outweighing the good ones, then you are in a very difficult problem. فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. There is a place in the hellfire that you will be thrown in there. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. And then, my brothers, we should remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He orders those angels to take us, there's no way back. We cannot afford, my brothers. Wallahi, a small piece of the hell of fire now, if it burns, you will be very uncomfortable. You will be wounded. You will have problems. Imagine if your whole body was to be thrown in the hellfire. And then there's fire on top of you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, there's fire on the left, there's fire on the right, there's fire underneath you. It is burning, not like these temperatures. This fire that it is here, that one is powerful, almost 70 times powerful. It's been lit for 3,000 years. My brothers, we should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then remember that these cameras do not run off batteries, do not run off flashes, do not become tired. Do not need replacing. These are here permanently. And remember, they will come kiraman katibin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَعْلَمُونَ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ. They know everything that you're doing. The slightest thing that you're doing, they already know it. The slightest thing that you say, they already write it. إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ, for those who succeed, who become good people, who please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who become steadfast, who please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لَفِي نَعِيمٍ. إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ لَفِي نَعِيمٍ. They will be in blessings, in Jannah. وَإِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ لَفِي جَحِيمٍ. And those who commit sins and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes unhappy with them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ لَفِي جَحِيمٍ. He will throw them in the hellfire. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers, has blessed us so much that in one very beautiful hadith, He said, عَجَبًا لَكَ يَا ابْنُ آدَمَ. He started talking to us like this. He said, I'm amazed with you, O you human being. خَلَقْتُكَ وَتَعْبُدُ غَيْرِي. I have created you, yet you worship someone else. Others, they worship stones, goats, trees, other things, statues and everything. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's created us. He's the one who brought us from nowhere. We should be worshipping Him and Him alone. He says, عَجَبًا لَكَ. I'm amazed with you, Ya ibn Adam, the son of Adam. خَلَقْتُكَ وَتَعْبُدُ غَيْرِي. I am the one who has created you, yet you are worshipping someone else. وَرَزَقْتُكَ وَتَشْكُرُ سِوَايَ. I am the one who is feeding you, yet you thank others. أَتَحَبَّبُ إِلَيْكَ بِالنِّعَمِ. I make myself good to you in giving you good deeds, good blessings, ni'am, the eyes, ears, legs and everything. وَأَنَا غَنِيٌّ عَنْكَ. Yet I do not need you, but I make myself so good. I bless you with children, money, this, that, and I make you, I give you health, I give you everything. وَأَنَا غَنِيٌّ عَنْكَ. Yet I do not need you, that I'm doing these things. I don't need a favor back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has everything. He doesn't need us. The salat that we're praying belongs to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is for us to save ourselves from going to the hellfire. Allah does not need it. And then He said, أَتَحَبَّبُ إِلَيْكَ بِالنِّعَمِ وَأَنَا غَنِيٌّ عَنْكَ. I make myself good to you, yet I am so, do not need you. I'm so rich that I do not need you. I am not in need of you. He said, وَتَتَبَغَّضُ إِلَيَّ بِالْمَعَاصِي. Yet in return you send sins to me. I am giving you good, you're returning bad things to me. وَأَنْتَ فَقِيرٌ إِلَيَّ. Yet you are so poor to me. I am so rich, I have everything. I make myself so good to you, and you are the one who is so poor that you, in return, instead of returning thank to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and good a'mal, good deeds and everything, you return sins to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You displease Him. And then He says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this beautiful hadith, خَيْرِي إِلَيْكَ نَازِلٌ. All my blessings every single day are descending to you. They are coming to you every single day. وَشَرُّكَ إِلَيَّ صَاعِدٌ. And every day, all the bad a'mal, the bad things, and they just continue coming to me every time. So we should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the ni'mas of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are so beautiful. There's so many of them. We should return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا أرحم الراحمين. صلى الله عليه وسلم.